So, welcome to this session, guys. We want to talk about ordering your product samples. It's basically a short lesson, but kind of detailed, okay? And from this lesson, you will now understand what Hagai did, the whole process of ordering samples, because I've taught you guys how to do product research from scratch to finish, and I've taught you the whole science. And your products, I'm almost finishing with them, and you should be receiving them next week, okay? And I don't know. We talked about the outline, I think, on Tuesday, and now so we want to start getting into the action part of it, so that once you receive your products on next week, you start taking action with them by yourselves. Because I don't want to spoon feed you with everything, okay? Like ordering samples for you, sending the messages for you, giving me your login details for your Alibaba for me to do all that for you. I mean, come on. This is why I'm teaching you all this. And then now at least we have someone like a guy who's done it. Okay, if you guys get frustrated, you can ask him, man, how did you track your samples? Because I'm gonna teach you all that, so don't worry, I'm gonna show you all that. Okay, so now we just want to discuss ordering your product samples, because we've covered product research, we've covered the whole science, we've covered everything. Jackson, welcome. Let me mute you. And then George Mwakisha is in, I don't know, Zambia. He told me he might join us, but he can't because I think of the Wi-Fi in that country. Kenya, we are awesome. Wow. Anyway, welcome, guys.
It's in Ghana.
He's in Ghana. All right. Because that's even a worst country. I mean, the network is terrible over there. Okay. So ordering your samples and the process, basically very simple. Okay, so we want to discuss ordering samples for your top opportunities. So this is where, Jane, you will sit down with all the notes like you've told me. You want to do a thorough revision before taking action next week. So this is actually the icing on the cake, whereby it's a completion. Okay, we've covered the product research. Now this is the completion. Okay, because we now need to order samples before ordering inventory. All right, so guys, this is it. Let's discuss about what you're going to cover here. How many samples should you order? How much samples will cost you? How will you pay for the samples? How long will the samples take to arrive? All right, very, very important. So guys, like I've told you, your products are almost ready. Number one, once you receive them, you're going to look at the lessons on ordering samples. We've covered numbers and calculations. You're going to do all that when you're negotiating with these suppliers. Okay, so you're going to implement all I've taught you. Okay, Jane and the rest. Take your time to go back and revise the numbers and calculations and all that, so you can now understand how you're going to implement all I've taught you, right? Especially when it comes to negotiating with these suppliers. Very important, all right? Because I want you to find the best deal possible, affordable, and not cheap, not expensive. That's not even, just the best deal, affordable, and something that you can be really comfortable with. Okay, so once you get that, you keep on communicating with these suppliers, negotiating with them, then you will order samples, so you already have the notes up front ahead of time. So in the course outline, you will see there's a place that's talking about 2 weeks of taking action. This is the time you'll be negotiating with the suppliers, talking to them, doing the numbers and calculation. And this is the month actually you're going to decide how much money you're going to invest, how much money you're going to spend, and you will see. Okay, in these 2 weeks you will see everything. And by the end of that time, you will be able to understand, okay, if I put in $2,500, this is what I'm going to make. Okay, so we have a lot to do this month. So if you are still lagging behind, please pull up your socks and catch up. Okay, because I don't want us to slacken at all. Right, I don't want us to slacken. Once you receive your products, I want you to take actions and order samples immediately. All right, so how many samples you're gonna order, you will decide that by yourself. Okay, how much samples will cost, how you'll pay for the samples, and how long will the samples take to arrive. We're going to discuss that right now. So ordering samples. For your top product opportunity, you will want to order at least 3 samples. Okay, at least. But you can even order one, it's fine. But for your top 3 opportunities, you're going to order at least 3. But for the way I taught you, for starters, because you're going to start with only one opportunity, you will want to order three samples from 3 different suppliers. Okay, you get what I'm saying, for that specific product. Remember the top 3 opportunity, then we narrow down to one single opportunity which you want to sell. Okay, then you order three samples from 3 different suppliers. Okay, so you'll receive 3 samples of the same product from 3 different suppliers, okay, who are selling the same product. then you'll be able to evaluate them. Okay. So review your product tuning notes and to determine if you want to request certain features, options that are readily available, and don't try and customize your first product. Okay. So samples should be as close to the final products you want to sell as possible, and they will normally cost between $50 to $100. That's on the higher side. If you ask a guy how much he spent, I think he spent $45 or 50. I'm not sure. Okay, I don't remember, but they're very very cheap. And the samples, you're only paying for the freight charges, which is DHL. All right. So if you ask a guy what happened, the samples arrived to the DHL offices, and the DHL guys called him and they asked him to go pick it up. It's the same thing that's gonna happen to you. Very, very exciting, very awesome. Imagine the feeling of seeing what you're going to sell on Amazon, having it in your house, feeling it, looking at it, touching it, trying to see how you can custom, improve, and all that. Okay, it's amazing. Like I told you, my house is filled with samples. All right. So sample templates, you have them. So ask the supplier to reimburse us for sample cost if we place an order. That means that if you spend $50 on samples and then you make an order, you will ask the suppliers to reimburse you or refund you that $50, and they will do that. Okay. So paying for samples, the easiest option is PayPal, but not all suppliers accept it. But most suppliers normally just will go for PayPal. Can also pay directly through Alibaba. So most expensive and cumbersome method is to wire transfer, and you can use you can use wire transfer, but it's really unnecessary. Okay, and I don't want you to focus on wire transfer for now. That will only be for making the inventory order. All right. So use our sample order message template when placing the sample order. Normally it takes 5 to 10 days to arrive. All right. So be sure to follow up with the supplier using the sample follow-up template to make sure samples were sent. And these suppliers will even send you a tracking number whereby you will just input that tracking number into whichever courier they used. Could be UPS, Fargo, RMX, or DHL. And then you will see that it says sample is in Dubai, sample is in, I don't know, Asia, sample is in Kenya, sample is in Nairobi. And then you just wait for the call now by the DHL guys or whichever courier they used. Okay, so much awesome. So take action, do this now. Review your product research notes once you receive them. Send at least 3 suppliers the sample order message. Order at least 3 different samples of your top product opportunity. 2 days after the supplier confirms, send the sample tracking message. Okay, after the suppliers have sent the samples, you will send the sample tracking message to the suppliers for them to give you a tracking number and for you to be able to track your samples where they are. All right. So now just a quick question, guys. Have we talked about the supplier contact template messages? Yeah, we did because so most of you have been talking to the suppliers already, so I'm sure we did. So let me open the we just go over briefly the sample order messages, and then yeah. The other class I had a lesson, so let me send this message to them also as this thing is opening. Send. Guys are really learning a lot, guys. I mean, I'm very excited to do this, and I just love doing it. Okay, so let's build Rains Academy. Still opening. Supplier contact templates. Wow, the internet is really slow here. So it's awesome, guys. I mean, you people have access to this document already, and you've been using it with just for practice. Okay, and so you know the field, you know what to do or to tell them by now. At least so once you receive the products, remember it's the same process. You start afresh, and the same now you have to be at least a little bit serious because this is what you want to sell on Amazon. Okay, so let it load. Let's scroll down to the message sample message edited by Carol Wangari. Please guys, don't edit my templates. This is for training purposes. Just make a copy. Okay, make a copy for yourselves, then you can even download and then don't be editing these things. So the sample order message, so there you go. So look at what the message is talking about. Dear whoever will be sending the samples. Okay, and you go back. Why is it here? Do not be editing my work, please guys. Just make a copy for yourselves. Thank you for the information you provided regarding the product you've been communicating with. after all the negotiations and all that. So we are interested in ordering this product after reviewing a product samples. Could you please let me know how much it would cost to have a sample sent to our company at the following address? So you give the address. Also, please let me know what types of payments you accept for samples, such as PayPal if possible, and if you'll be willing to credit us for the sample charge once you place full product inventory, okay? And then you can also add, also please let me know, also please remember I told you this thing you can custom, okay? Also please let me know what courier, how do you write courier? I don't know, courier, wow. Oh my god. Ah, cool.
COU.
Oh my
you.
god. C C O
R
U R. Yeah,
I
like that.
I.
Is that
Yeah.
okay? Yeah, something like that. All right, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Please also George. I mean Joy Kemei. Please don't laugh at me. We're in the same school, academy, high school, so it doesn't necessarily.
I am telling Mr. Agwang
Please don't.
to work.
Utapewa refund. Utapewa refund.
Also, please let me know what courier you normally use, be it DHL or Ramex or which one. Yeah, you can just edit that, okay? And then that's it. Thank you, and I look forward to hearing back from you, all right? Simple, simple sample message, and boom, you'll wait for the reply. They'll tell you the cost of the samples, the cost of the DHL. The samples sometimes are free, and then you'll just send them the sample. And I suggest just use PayPal. You can edit this to be like, okay, please let me know if you accept PayPal, because I can do PayPal easily, something like that. Okay, so for the for to save yourself the hassle of maybe if they going to the bank and using wire transfer, it's a waste of time. You have to wait 2 days. I don't know, it's a waste of time. Okay, so that is the sample order message. I want you to use that once you start communicate, once you get to the level of sending the sample order. And then, yeah, what else do we look at here? This is the RAINS workbook. It's what you will also receive once your products are ready. Remember, I told you that you'll receive a workbook like this that has your products ready. And all you need to do is just to go back to the notes, start practicing the numbers calculation, and then take action by ordering samples. Okay, let's be awesome. Let's stay awesome like Hagai. Hagai is really, he's really been taking action in the previous class. Trust me. And you guys are so much awesome also. And I want us to keep on moving. Okay, you see someone like Jane here. Jane had an issue with her Stellar Central account. She just told me now, and apparently she sorted it out herself. She just got reinstated. I'm like, wow, congratulations. You see, I mean that's impressive. That's what I like to hear. So of course you'll receive a workbook like this one here, whereby you'll have your products ready like this, and then you'll just need to start working on them, okay, by communicating with the suppliers and continue with the negotiations, the numbers, calculations, and then ordering samples. So you just need to go back to the previous lessons and see what I've taught you, because they all fall in line. All right, they all fall in line. All right, so guys, any questions? Let me stop the recording.
A question still.
Yes, Joy.
The samples, sorry, the samples we're ordering right
Uh-huh,
now are
uh-huh.
for products you've been practicing with, or it's the final 3 products that you're sending?
No. What I'm talking about is the final products which I'll send to you is when, the things you've been practicing with is what I want to, I'm teaching you how to practice communicating with these guys, negotiating with these guys, so you can feel and see what normally goes on, okay? And then once I
Ah,
send you your products, then you can start afresh by the whole process of numbers again, calculations,
oh,
negotiations, and then eventually now get to send samples. And you will receive your products next week. You get it?